Hello. Good morning. Good afternoon. I'm back. We're playing Vintage. I do plan to mostly stream Legacy again. Thanks for the resub, Francis. Hi, John. Yeah, so after playing last week, we went 4-4 in the qualifier, which is, whatever. Had a lot of fun. I do like this deck. I decided to give more serious weight to the idea of having a blue splash because they are pretty good cards. I do think it's a trade-off because, like, I'm much more likely to get wastelanded out of a game now, and recall and probe can be a liability against Bowmaster. Misstep is sometimes dead. Time Walk's very good. It's hard to go wrong with Time Walk. Bonjour Francis. Bonjour Evran. Et tu le monde? Thanks for the raid. Time Walk's pretty good. And then in the sideboard I got Consign. I don't even know if that's good, but I want to try it. And Frog is like only fine because you have to put cards into it. Like it's not a fast clock. Like it's not even as fast a clock as like Bronco, right? Bronco gets chunks of damage in, but it is a better card than Bronco, obviously. So yeah, I'm not like I don't think the blue splash is like pure upside, but I think it is enough upside. So we're gonna try it today. We have a regular old vintage challenge. I think there's some kind of vintage event going on today with who's he what's it? Andreas Eco Baronin. But I didn't know anything about that. I must have missed that one. So, not playing that. Playing the regular vintage challenge. And like every vintage challenge, all of our opponents will be double and triple queued anyway. So who cares? But that's fine. We've got plenty to talk about with our unorthodox deck building choices. The big cost of the changes is a lack of removal. I really liked having lots of pushes main because I think push is just really good in vintage. Everybody's playing Loris and all sorts, but that felt like the least essential card. So the pushes have gone in the sideboard. Null Rods have gone into the sideboard again. We ideally have one Null Rod main to tutor for, but I think I like all of the main deck cards more than the one Null Rod. So we're basically against like stuff like Jewel and Mono White. We probably have a worse game one, but fine for game two. And I took the ley lines out of the board because our Bazaar matchup was I think our Bazaar matchup is good enough without ley line, like but especially because of Barrowboyf now. Barrowboyf is just insane against Bazaar. Guten Tag. Wie geht's? We've had 3 languages already today. Oh, apparently an ad break is about to start. I would ideally just turn off ads, but Twitch I don't think will even let me do that. So, bow down to corporate overlords. Subscribe. Good. Gut. Alles ist in Ordnung. Ça va bien. Alright, we're a minute out from our first match here. Pretty big challenge, actually, right? 50 people, I don't know. People riding a high of last week. Some new cards have entered Vintage. Is it called Iron Spider Stark Upgrade? Here we go. It's a shops card. It's like, you compare this to Steel Overseer, it's kind of insane, right? It comes in as a 2-3, it has Vigilance, so you can attack with it and tap it in the same turn. It's just like, there used to be like a Steel Stumpy deck, right? What's it actually called? It's called, something like Ethereum Architect or something, right? What's it called? Ethereum Mechanic. Physic. Ethereum Mechanic, that's what it's called. And there's also the phenomena recorder. Copy target artifact. Activate or trigger ability from an artifact. I don't really know why this is in this, but it has been in this. This is Peter Parker's camera, with which he takes pictures of Spider-Man. So there you go. We have paired into the winner of the qualifier last week, Dissolutionist. So that's kind of sad, especially because I think this is a combo Loris, right? It's a breach deck, so we can't win because the matchup is awful. So that's fun. That's a fun way to start. Hand has no mana. This will have to be a keep. I'm probably bottoming against Lurrus combo. Voidwalker's very good. Grief is not great on 6, to be honest. But I also don't think frogs are that good here, because they're a bit slow. What would we tutor for if we had tutor? We would probably tutor for reanimate, right? With grief. That might be the play here. Or bauble, but probably not. Probably too late for bauble. I guess there's recall and time walk as well. Those cards are fine. Okay, I think I keep and I bottom a frog, and then I have the option of grief reanimating at some point. Didn't die on turn 1? Awesome. Ooh. Now I can decide whether it's worth griefing or not. There's no downside to playing this, right? Get misstepped. Ah, I see. I guess I'll pull these out so it's easier for you guys to see. So we do have a misstep they didn't use. Interesting. Force Saga. Saga is good here. Drop gifts, Time Walk. So they're probably going to go Saga Time Walk then, huh? And we drew a land. Not great. What happens if they go Saga Time Walk? Saga Time Walk, untap, drop. And you can make 2 guys. We don't really have good options against Saga Time Walk. I wish I had drawn a black card rather than a land. Crikey, this isn't good. This is not good. Probably going to need to... I think the frog is the least valuable card. If I were them... No, okay. Take the time walk. This isn't even that good, but I think it stops us from just losing on the spot. So there's that. Misstep is bad. I mean, it pitches to force. Also, I might have Demonic Tutor to reanimate if they didn't have misstep, so wouldn't necessarily call it bad. Thing is, if they just play Saga here, I'm still in a little bit of a bind. Because I can't tutor for Wasteland in time, is the problem. Yeah. Hopefully we just top deck a Wasteland, that would be cool. Looks like they might be casting something though. Scroll. Okay, so you just get Ancestral and just crush us. Yep. Gonna go ahead and... They're not on Wasteland, right? No, can't be. Yeah, it's not doing much for me here. if I fetch? I guess I might want push plus revolt at some point in this game. Yeah, I mean, we had to mull to 6, and then... Honestly, maybe we should have mulled to 5. The hand was tremendously unexciting. It was very slow. The only good thing about the hand was really tutor. And we knew that we were against a bad matchup, so you have to try and spike the good hand. So maybe we should just mull to 5. And then we could have had like a Grief Reanimate hand or something. I mean, my opponent's hand was very good anyway. But our hand was pretty mid, so maybe we should have just mulled. Okay, well, they've used their force. Makes sense. Pitching, what was it, misstep? Gifts. Okay, keeping the misstep. Okay, so I probably just need to tutor for Wasteland here. Because I really don't want them to get Lotus. They have one unknown. Yeah. Because this way they'll have like a construct, and that's very different from them having Lotus and 2 constructs and all the rest of it. The constructs honestly aren't the problem, it's the Lotus that's the problem. I mean, this thing's definitely going to kill me after saying it's not the problem, but, you know, that's fine. Yep. Academy. Okay. I think my opponent's average card quality might be slightly higher than mine. I'm not sure though. I assume they will be on the same list as last week, or similar at least. Okay, yeah, stock up. We don't beat stock up decks on this channel. We don't do that. So they're pretty much mono blue with mana drain and gifts. That's cool. Small black splash, small red splash. Right, so your mana is not terrible, right? Which is important. We did draw a Reanimate. Interesting. But we know they have Misstep. Seal of Primordium in the sideboard. It's interesting. Right, that's why you have a Trop. Why not Tundra, though? What's the discriminating factor there? Guess it doesn't matter. I'm probably just playing a Barragoyf. I don't really see very many alternatives. Yeah, I guess I'm playing a Barragoyf. Stifle? I imagine this eats a force. If we're lucky, quote unquote, they pitch Misstep and then I can use Reanimate next turn. They did pitch Misstep, okay. So if I survive this turn, which is pretty unlikely, I can use Reanimate. Okay. On what, though? It's probably Barragoyf, isn't it? Because I just need the Barragoyf to somehow, like, win the game. They probably have a gifts now. They could even have a mana drain, right? I think Baragorf is better than Troll here. I just don't think Grief is doing enough. Like even Grief actually just loses on board, right, to the construct token. So same issue with Douthie. So Baragorf it is. Thank you for the follow, Uxicom. We usually stream Legacy, and it will usually be on Sundays, but Force of Negation, sure. Okay, so we're pretty much dead in the water here. See what we draw. I mean, I can hardcast Troll next turn if I draw another mana source, but I mean, that's probably not going to do anything. They just have so many top decks that take over the game, right? Like Gifts and Breach, even. There's a Gifts, yeah. Like, I can just concede here, but I kind of want to see, like, I don't know, like a little bit of psychology about, like, what do they get in this spot, and what does that tell us about their thinking, and what do they think we have, and that sort of thing. Like what do they think it is in our deck? They did get a mana drain. Soul Guide Lantern. Okay. Soul Guide's kind of interesting. So what do you do now? Do you have enough mana to... You don't have enough mana to Lurrus Breach this turn, right? Okay, so you've seen Troll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Still 7. Yes. So one of the key questions I have been asking myself about this deck is, I guess you don't have double black. That's interesting. Do you, like, if a deck has 5 Moxen, does that just mean you always want 3 Null Rods? Because I'm not sure that that is what that means. Like, I know Null Rod is good against... Okay, so you have Lurrus now, so you can just win. That's fine. I'm not going to make them do it. I know I want Null Rods against, like, Jewel. And I like them against Mono White in a lot of spots as well, but against, like, Lurrus... And against PO, I think I like Null Rod a lot, but against Lurrus Breach doesn't have PO. I don't know. I definitely want Soul Guide and Spellbomb. Probably not Cage. And then they have no creatures. So I want at most 1 removal spell. Either Feed the Swarm or Push. And I think I like Feed the Swarm because it also kills Saga. And then in terms of what I'm cutting, Grief and Thoughtseize are not that good because they just have so many top decks. So like any gifts, any stock up, like instantly negates your hand hate. I think I probably, it's like, I don't know, it depends what you're trying to do, right? In terms of what cards you want. Am I trying to mana screw them, right? That's one big question here. Am I trying to aggro you out? It's basically impossible in Vintage. So I guess I'm trying to mana screw you, so I want Null Rods. Null Rod also stops combo, right? So if I'm trying to mana screw you, then I probably do want to Thoughtseize and Grief my way through your counter magic. And that means the cards I don't want are like the card advantage cards. Because that's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to go under them. So I do want Vamp, and I don't want Frog. And I also don't need Barrowwaif, but Barrowwaif at least kills them quickly. How good is Misstep? It's good for mana screwing them, right? Well, it's actually not that good here, right? They have actually very few 1 mana spells. It's mostly 0s and like 4s. So you think Misstep can probably go, and we'll try this. Just cut the frogs because they're like a grindy card. I don't know. It's pretty tough. I think you just, yeah, I think you try and mana screw them through a combination of Null Rod and Wasteland and see how far that gets you. Because all of their card advantage costs a lot of mana. So like any amount of mana damage is impactful. I think that's where my head is at. But I don't like this matchup at all. It might be better than the PO matchup, actually. But I think they're very similar, right? Any combo Lurrus deck is just bad. Bad matchup. So, like, this hand is pretty bad because it doesn't have any mana hate. It also just doesn't do anything generally. Yeah, this hand doesn't do anything. And then now it's like, well, I have a Wasteland and I have a Saga. I think this hand is probably a keep. And I think I'm chopping Grief from this hand. Or maybe Petal. It's hard, actually. Like, I'm going to want to Thoughtseize on 1. So I'm using 2 cards to do that either way. Right? Either I'm Petal Thoughtseizing, or I'm just Griefing, pitching Thoughtseize, and that leaves... Griefing leaves a creature in my graveyard, so I guess I'm putting the Petal on the bottom. That makes some amount of sense to me. And then the turn after I can Thoughtseize with the Swamp. Probably going to Grief first and then make a decision about whether to troll off Wasteland or Saga. Let's try this. Yeah, okay. So you have the basic island. That's pretty good. You have Brainstorm. I think the take here is Lorien revealed. Like, it's either Mox or Lorien. Because if you take Mox, then you can Wasteland what they get off Lorien. But Lorien also works well with Brainstorm. You know how, and it's a black source for Demonic Tutor. So I'm going to take Lorien revealed. And we're going to stick to the plan. The plan is mana screw them. And then do I want to Saga now? So next turn, I'll have Swamp. I think yes, because I think it's unlikely they play a wastable land next turn, because we're going to need to play Swamp. So I have time to Saga, and then I'm not going to get any constructs, but I'll get a Bauble or some mana off the Saga. And I think that is enough. So I think that's fine. Bauble is potentially strong. Yeah. Time Walk now. Makes sense to me. Then you're gonna Brainstorm. You are gonna Brainstorm, okay. Kind of just crossing our fingers and hoping they get locked here, right? Locked without a black source, specifically. Another great hand, though, from opponent. Opponent has had Time Walk in both openers. What a player. Good work. They have been propitiating the vintage gods appropriately. I'll change this music. Okay, so you didn't cast anything. Kind of now wish I'd played Wasteland. I'm gonna need this land, I think. That's interesting. So the question is, do I Wasteland or do I Thoughtseize? You obviously didn't have a black source. You have 2 unknowns. Thoughtseize could get, like, flustered, right? Yes. That's right, Jacob. I didn't really factor the Time Walk into my thinking. I was like, oh, maybe I have time to Saga here. It wasn't guaranteed that they would play a wasteable land after Time Walking, because it could have played a fetch or something. And there is an advantage to getting the Saga to pop off earlier. But yeah, here it turns out that makes the Wasteland might have been better. I think I'm going to waste you. You're going to float mana. I'm going to try and make you use that mana. Don't recall, please. Okay. And we are going to play the Lantern. I guess Time Walk is going. Okay, so you're going to draw one of the cards that you had access to already. It's a second basic. Play 2 basics. It's so overpowered. Great deck building. Doesn't put Lurrus in hand. That's interesting. Must have Force of Negation? Or Fluster, as we said. So Jet means I really don't want to get Bauble now, huh? Drain? Drain makes sense. So what am I getting? I guess I can get... Yeah, I don't know. I could get Bauble anyway. I kind of want to get Spellbomb. Spellbomb draws a card, yeah. So does Bauble though, right? Bauble draws a card. And I don't need this Jet right now. It's a tricky one. What do I not want them to do? I don't want them to, like, have enough mana to cast a Gifts. Yeah, I know they're a Breach deck. I think I'm going to get Bauble. And I'm going to try and Thoughtseize them and see whether I want to crack it or not. They're probably going to counter this Thoughtseize. Because I have no need of the Jet right now. It's not helping me cast anything. Who is this? Brain Freeze on me. Okay. I hit Baragoyf. You have Pearl and Tutor. Take the Tutor. And say go. I'm going to keep the Bauble up because they have Pearl. Okay. So we just need to draw That doesn't really help me. Do I want to cycle Lantern? It's pretty bad to cycle Lantern if they ever draw... Well, they need to draw 2 black sources or 2 white sources. I think I have to cycle Lantern to try and get land drops or Dark Ritual. Okay. That is neither of those things. That's fine. Okay, that's good for them. Stock up. Lurrus, okay. Lurrus is fine. Second Dauthi. So now I can't crack Bauble because they can play Lurrus. Now if I'd had Soul Guide, Lurrus wouldn't have been a problem. I feel like I messed this up. I mean, it's just annoying because of what we drew. Like, I could have played both. I don't know. I don't think I can crack Bauble yet. I can maybe crack Bauble in their end step to play a Dauthi. Because at least if I Dauthi, they can only Soul Guide once. I don't know. It's very tough. Oh wow, they just drew double white. Sick. Awesome. They just drew the double colored source for Lurrus. That's a pretty good top decks. I don't know what the chances are. They've got 5 fetch lands in their list, and then of course 2 Cs, so they had 7 outs, and they had to draw 2 of them. So 1 in 7, that's like 1 in 49, right? Nice. Okay. They literally just top decked like black source, black source. Come on, man. That's insane. Oh well, I guess nobody wanted us to win this game. They top decked black source, and we top decked like uncastable, uncastable. Okay. Troll, okay. This Lurrus card seems good. It's okay, I guess. Oh look, there's the ritual. They can fluster. Maybe it would have been better to play a Voidwalker, actually. I think that would have been better here. I was thinking I'd go under... Oh, my goodness, really? Okay. I was thinking I would go under their mana drain here, but looks like I did not do that. So that's unfortunate, because now we don't have a Dauthi in play. Probably should have just played Dauthi that turn. Because now they're going to get an extra card off Soul Guide. My instinct was just to try and play as much stuff as possible, but... Stock up. Gifts. Yeah. I don't know whether I played this game correctly or not. It sure feels bad that every decision we made turned out to be the wrong one. In, like, this particular game. But I couldn't, like, run the numbers and tell you whether they were right overall. I obviously thought they were right when I made them. But that's vintage. Like, the reason it's fun is because it's pretty unpredictable. Okay, so you just win because you have Laris, right? Cool. I guess I wish I'd played a Dalthy. That's fine. Well, our opponent may well win the tournament again, so maybe we've got good breakers. Who knows? Yeah, I think we did get fairly bad luck. Matchup wise, mulligans wise, and in the gameplay. But I also don't know if we played it perfectly. At the same time, I don't know if playing it perfectly would have made any difference to the outcome. Tricky. But yeah, they did draw pretty well. They did draw pretty well. But that's because they put good cards in their deck. We draw badly because we put bad cards in our deck. That's how that works. I'm not going to complain about the 4-color Loris deck having better card quality than our mono black scam list. Right. It's not really what we're here to do. I guess it is pretty funny to lose to 4-color Loris on mono black because they had better mana than you did, which is essentially what happened in the second game. They had better mana than us, so they won. That's kind of funny. So Proto should be on right now, right? Proto Edge of Eternity's day 2. I'll put that on in between rounds. I think it's draft though, and I didn't draft Edge of Eternities, so I may not be able to provide particularly interesting commentary. Here we go. We have Shuhei Nakamura against Johnny Gutman. Johnny B. Gutman. Both. Shuhei's on the green soup deck. Well, it looks like green-white actually. Against black-white. Shuhei seems to be ahead, but his opponent has very many cards in hand. So there's a spacecraft in play. Apparently the spacecraft, because I didn't draft this set, but they did keep. I listened to Lords of Limited, even when I'm not drafting the set, just because I like the podcast. And according to them, at least, the spacecraft were actually pretty impactful in this format. They were pretty important. I guess Shuhei is not ahead. In fact, he's pretty behind. Because if you can get ahead and stay ahead, then your spacecraft are a lot better than your opponents. Because they can't afford to activate them and you can afford to activate yours. And so you just get all the 2-for-1s and stuff off the spacecraft. So they had a big impact insofar as they strongly incentivize you to be very proactive. I guess every other mechanic in Magic's recent history. He's just conceding. Okay, sick. So it's 1 Oh? To the Canadian? I didn't watch any of the modern yesterday. I don't know what was looking good there. I know a lot of people registered Gorios for some reason. Sorry, Magic. I have ad block on. Shuhai mulled to 5. RIP. Oh, I lost this card at the pre-release. This card's really annoying. It's just like an X-cost bomb. Pretty good on turn 2, I guess. It does a bunch of stuff. There we go. Enters. It has trample. It's X-cost trample. It's like Tarmogoyf. It always has 1 extra toughness. And you can remove counters to make robots. It's dead now, though. It got depressurized. Which has great art. I liked a lot of the art in this set. It was cool. Got 1 match left. So it looks like Shuhai's deck's fairly aggressive. And his opponent was on more of a grindy black-white deck. But Shuhai's out of gas now, right? And doesn't seem to have that. How much power does he have in play? Like 4, 5, 6, 7? Something like that? It's pretty good, I guess. His opponent has a blocker. Johnny. It's gone deep into the tank. Looks to be missing their 4th land drop, which is bad news bears. Gravpak Monoist. Dies into a 2-2. I'm something of a monoist myself when it comes to vintage. No? Okay. Alright, it's time for round 2. Try and get slightly luckier. So we don't start off 0-2 here today. Which would be inauspicious for our deck building changes. And may even cast doubt on our abilities as a deck builder. Should be the worst case scenario. I'm gonna buy? Oh, come on. Are you serious? That's so annoying. We got the buy. Free EV. 1-1 deck broken. Can you show your deck? Sure. It's in the Stream Decker. If you have... in fact, I think you can also do this. I think I set this up. Oops, sorry. Wrong command. Yeah, that should work. There you go. You can get a link as well. Yeah, 1-1 deck broken. We played like a mono black deck last week, and then I have added in the blue cards. I originally built this as an unpowered deck for Eternal Weekend last year. Got top 32 at the European Eternal weekend, which was fun. And then I was like, it's kind of fun with power as well, right? Like, it's fun to Lotus out a Troll of Khazad Dûm. But it's not that good. It's like... It like wouldn't be that good anyway, right? Because it's a mono black deck in Vintage. But also, it's not that good in particular right now because it just really struggles against stock up or any like stock up based list. Because Thoughts using a stock up, someone who's playing 4 stock ups just doesn't matter. So it's pretty rough going out there for mono black right now. But I do enjoy it. It is fun, and it's fun to keep like working on it and tinkering with it. You know, by myself essentially, because nobody else wants to play this deck. And like I played it in a challenge last year, and I played a powered version in a challenge last year and went 4-2, and yeah, scraped the 4-4 last week. Like it holds its own, I guess. It's just not. It's not giving you an edge, put it that way. An edge of eternities. He's got his spacecraft out again? Busted. What happened to Shuhai's board? I turned my back for 1 minute and then Shuhai's board is dead? Rip. Probably going to take a quick break since the Magic Gods have decided we're not playing Magic this round. So I'll come back in maybe 30 minutes. I guess I can leave the Pro Tour on, why not? So I'll leave this on and come back in 30 minutes. And then we can chat a bit and then play round 3. So I'll see you in just a second. Hello. I'm back. We have one match in progress in round 2. So we should be able to get back to some vintage gaming soon. What's going on the Pro Tour? A black-red deck versus a red-white deck. American versus Brit. Alex Rohan. Do I know an Alex Rohan? I don't think I do. Must be one of the legions of English Magic or British Magic players that I do not know. And that is a handshake. Victory to the American, Justin Shabel. Must have had a more stable mana base than his opponent. Doesn't play Legacy or Vintage. Oh well, not worth knowing then. Not worth knowing then. Got Marshall and Cheon on coverage. That's nice. Wow, a trophy. That's very shiny. And it sure is spinning. that thing sure is spinning. If I were a magpie, I wouldn't be able to control myself. So they're in Atlanta, Georgia. Cool. Got some people's faces coming up on the bottom here. Oh wow, look, they're having a dance. Luis Salvato, still in the game. The Daily Bugle. Of course, it's the Spider-Man. But hang on, isn't this Pro Tour Edge of Eternities? Why isn't this Pro Tour Spider-Man? Do we not do Pro Tour Spider-Mans? Is that not a thing? Confused. Are we not going to have a Pro Tour The Hobbit? Was there a Pro Tour Lord of the Rings? I don't remember. Pro Tour Lord of the Rings. There was. It was in Spain. Beardsley won it. Oh, it was modern and it was the stupid Evoke deck with Fury in it. I remember that deck. Of course. Oh, and it was the worst finals ever, right? Oh no, he won 2 games. I was thinking Christian Calcano like... Oh, this was actually hyped. This was a huge top 8. It had Kai Buddy in it. Let me see if I can put this in. This was actually mega hype. Because it was a bunch of people, a bunch of famous people. Javier, Dom Harvey, Marco, Christian Calcano, Kai, Nielsen. And I don't think I'd heard of the other 2 before, Jake and Stefano. No, I remember this now. So it was a modern Pro Tour for Lord of the Rings. So I guess they do it for... they do it for Universes Beyond. Yeah. Grief and Fury. Feign Death, Undying Malice. What a deck that was. Good lord. What was the metagame? Oh, because of course the One Ring was still legal. Because it was just after. That's funny. What was the biggest? It was Rakdos, yeah, of course it was. 52 players. 50... Oh, and that's the win rate. Still, it's a very high win rate. Okay, let's play some Magic of the Gathering. Lucas Giggs. Okay, this is a good hand, I think. We can go Ritual. If they don't counter the Ritual, we can go Ritual, Bauble, Troll, Reanimate. Which is a good start, I think. Bauble's a good way to not lose to random combo stuff. They might be a... I think they are a Bazaar gamer, though. I think I remember this person's name. So we should probably basic swamp. Play the Bauble. Okay, Troll of Khazad-dûm, go. Might be too slow against Dredge, but we'll see. Oh, it's not Dredge, it's Jewel. Okay. We might just get keyed out then. Vault keyed. Sol Ring is certainly a strong card to draw against Vexing Bauble when the rest of your artifact mana would get countered. Top, yep, okay. So they've got some strong stuff going on. Because we can get One Ring to next turn and then probably lose from there. What did we lose to? We lost to Dissolutionist, so we lost to Loris Breach. I would say Grixis, but honestly the list is more like mono blue, and I think that actually makes it really strong. Another Dark Rituals, great draw here. But won't help us against One Ring. If they play One Ring next turn, probably in a bad spot. Tomb. Yeah. Okay. So you can also duel now. Oh, you're a Fleshraker deck. Is this the like? Okay, so this is slightly different then, right? This isn't duel. This is like I've seen something like this, right? It's like blue Fleshraker shops or something. Okay. Well, unless they draw another top, actually, we might just die because the Baraglyph can't gain life. We're dead, right? You can just get another top. Yeah, you literally just get another top and we die. Do I have any... No. Okay, cool. Cool. So... I want to see this list. Lucas Gigs Raker Shops. One Talon Gates? Yeah, okay. So it is Raker, it's Raker Shops. I like the removal. And I like Null Rod. And I like Consign. I don't like Thoughtseize. I don't really like Bauble that much either. Although it might be okay on the play. And I don't like Douthie. Are any of my cards good enough to vamp for? Probably not. I don't like the life loss. I don't like the life loss either. Grief Reanimate I think is fine. Yeah, I think this works for me. I can also take out the Petal because I have rods. Maybe that is better. Maybe Bauble is good on the play. Take Petal out. I think I like the big creatures to block. Scrolling Trawlers and stuff. Petal is good for Revolt, though. How good is Misstep? It's good against top. I could cut Probe. I could cut Probe over Bauble. I don't know. How good is Bauble? It's tough to say. It's pretty good on the play, right? I think it's not that good because I think they don't need to cast a 0 mana card to win, and they don't have Force, so I think I'm gonna cut it. What am I doing with this hand? I think I like this hand because it has Consign. Consign is just the best card. I think Snuff Out's pretty good. I can't currently cast the Frog, but I can at some point. I think I'm going to keep this. It's not fantastic. Like, Sea Pass is not a great start, but honestly, Strip Mine's pretty good against Chop Stacks, so. Let's see what they have. That's interesting. I think I'm inclined to let that resolve. So I can consign that or snuff it out. I think I'll let it resolve. Chalice on 1. That one. That one. I need to counter that. I'm gonna need to do this now. And just counter this. Do I want to strip or do I want to? I think I want a frog. Do they don't play. They can't play Wasteland. think we're reanimating here. I think we're just frogging. Start trying to draw some cards. Do you just have a key? You just have Tezzeret. Great, so you just lose. Okay. Okay, this is not our day today. They have a crypt in play. They do have a crypt in play, so I guess I'll wait. How do you get rid of your crypt? I guess maybe I should have been mulling to Null Rod. I don't know. I quite liked having Consign, but there was also the possibility of letting the Chalice resolve. Which honestly, if I'd had the second Black Source for Frog, I may have just let the Chalice resolve, because then I can just chuck these into the Frog. And you can always consign through Chalice. You can even, with Consign, you can even cast through Chalice, right? You can cast something and then consign. You need 3 mana, but they haven't lost any crypt flips yet. I assume we die now, because you can get something that deals with crypt. If they draw Khan, they can deal with crypt. Forge, okay. Do-do-do-do-do. Top. Okay. I kind of just want to concede and, like, live my life. But now I'm just dead, right? I'm just dead because you can just Tezzeret for another top or whatever. Yeah, okay, fine. Okay, that wasn't exactly an auspicious start to this tournament. I think I will probably just drop. Because I don't think it's my day today. So I think rather than stick it out for content or even play a league or anything like that, I think I'm probably just gonna drop and play some Baldur's Gate 3. Since I have been enjoying that. So yeah, thanks for joining us. Sorry it didn't go our way today. And I'll yeah, Patrick, I've just been absolutely crushed for four games in a row. Just not really feeling it anymore. Like, none of those games are particularly close. So I think I'm off it today. I will be back next week and playing some Legacy. Probably playing D&T in a challenge. We'll see. We did technically win match 2, that's right, yeah. Alright, thanks guys. I will see you next week.